Hi there, solo lovers. I'm here to give you a little bit of education on Mission Planner and your solo flight machine. We're going to go ahead and first thing we need to do is obviously turn on the transmitter and the solo, let them go ahead and connect. We're going to go to the computer. We're going to find the solo where it says solo link, whatever you've called yours. Let's go ahead and connect to it. Whoops. We're going to connect to it and wait for that to connect, and then we can go ahead and attempt to connect to the solo equipment through our desktop, and then we'll be able to go into our data, flight data file, which is there's an SD card in the Pixhawk, and that stores the information as you flight. It's really good to know, how your Pixhawk is flying in the solo. So right now it's connected through the Wi-Fi. You're going to make sure that your setting on your Mission Planner is UDP at 115-200 baud, and see if we can connect without any problems. We're going to attempt this again, and so far yes, it's become successful. It's now going to transfer all the parameters to the computer. So there was a new firmware available for the APM. I haven't did it. I don't think I want to do it because that might affect performance on the solo. So anyways, we are now connected. So what we need to go to the left hand side. It'll show you some tabs to go into. We're going to go into data flash logs, go into download data flash logs via the MAV link. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click there, give it a couple seconds, and what's going to happen is you're going to see a screen pop up like this. So I'm going to download one of my last flights, which is number 49. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to 49 here, and we're going to download the one that I've selected, and it's going to say reading, and over here you're going to see it kind of a little faded, but it's showing it's data. Now the problem that I see when you try to download these larger files that are on the computer, like some of these larger ones, they may take an hour, 2 hours to download. Don't try to attempt to download every file that's on here because it would take forever. Your battery probably won't even make it. Now I have set my solo and tried to download one large file, and it was like 2 hours into it. I just stopped it. I didn't want to leave it on eating the battery like that. So right now we're going to go ahead and download the file that I've selected, and once I've done that, then we're going to go ahead and view the information on that flight, and then we're going to be able to see some information that'll be useful to know how well your solo is performing. So I'm going to go ahead and let that download, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and then come back to it, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we're back. It's finished downloaded. So what it's going to say is you're going to see some writing at the bottom showing that it's been completed and downloaded, and over here it says done. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of this part. We're going to go to where it says view a log, and then we're going to click on this folder that says quad rotor, and there's going to be another folder within that that's going to have a number 1, and then these are our files that we've downloaded. So we're going to go into one of them. Let's go into this one here, which is a little larger. So if we double click in there, what's going to happen is that Mission Planner is going to go ahead and pull up another screen, and what I do is, if my map is working right, let's see, okay, which is not, this is an older Mission Planner, but if it was working right, what it shows, it'll show you a map on what the pattern was that the solo was flying. So what we're going to use is we're going to use this tab here that says none. We're going to go ahead and put mechanical failure. This will show you if you had any mechanical failure in flight. This flight was successful, so I didn't have any failures. And these are basically your heights, so it tells you how high the solo was flying. So you got 40 meters here, and it could probably maybe 45 meters in height. The range part I haven't figured out as of yet, but this is actually a range of distance. This will show you the time that you were flying at the top here. It shows how many minutes you were flying your solo, and at the top here you got the different colors for what these actually mean. If you go over here off to the right, you can actually, let's say for instance we check on GPS, and there are a couple of settings. So let's say if we want to see how many satellites we were actually hitting, it shows you here a pattern of satellites. We want to check our HDOP was, and we can see if that's low. And the HDOP is basically, I believe, this tan line. So it shows you it was somewhere between 0.4 or 5, and that's this line here. If you got a high HDOP, you would see this line, and that could affect your satellite reception, actually receiving it. There are other settings here. If you have battery mechanical failure, you can hit battery issues, and right here we got a consistent run of battery. We didn't lose any strength or it died too quickly. And then there's other settings in here. It shows you vibration, shows you how bad the vibration is. And let's go back to this. I'm going to show you something pretty neat. So we're going to go ahead and close out of this here, and we're going to go back to this data file. We're going to go ahead and we're going to copy this folder. We're going to go ahead and paste it on our desktop. Now I've already got one file that I need to delete, which I'm going to go ahead and actually rename this one, because if not it's going to copy right over it. Let's just rename this one to something 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste the one I just copied on my desktop. And what I would recommend doing is downloading Google Earth. We're going to show you something on that. So if we click here and then we click on the one again, you're going to notice that in here somewhere it's going to show you a actual Earth, and these signs are for images in the Google Earth. So let's go ahead and click into one of these here, and we're going to go ahead and click into this one. It's going to open up Google Earth. It's going to show you the pattern that your unit was flying, your solo, and then we can use the ruler at the top if you really want to get specific and find out how far your unit did fly. So here we have a pattern. This is actually an older one. The first one I didn't click into was a different one, but anyways, the first one I did download it, which I'm not showing you now, but this red here is showing you I had radio failure problem here. I got disconnected, lost radio Wi-Fi signal. This is the actual range of how far my solo went. So you can take this ruler here, we can actually change this to kilometers, and let's say I click right at the beginning, take the line and just kind of don't have to hold the mouse, and right here we have 1.2 kilometers. Alright, you can let it go, and then you can change this to actual feet. So that was 4194 feet in range. So this will kind of show you how well your pattern. The colors will actually show you if I can, when I go back to the same pattern again where I showed you in Mission Planner, the colors of the pattern of the flight that reflects on what we were looking at. That's what that means. So let's say we open this back up again, and then we open this up, and generally I always click on mechanical failure because I always want to know what's going on. So these colors are the same pattern you've seen on Google Earth, which you can show what happens. And then of course if it had a radio failure, this is not the one that shows a radio, but it'll show you 01 radio failure, and you can know about where it happened, and then it'll just say return to home or something. This is the solo is always in the loiter setting. That's the way it's programmed in there. But anyways, that's pretty much a little information that you can get. This is RC Tech Pro Fly-In. If you have any questions, you can write to me and I'll give that information back to you, or some tips on what you need to do. So anyways, YouTubers, subscribe, and may God bless you. Take care. Bye.